Hey guys, it's Dan here from DecoExchange, and we're gonna make a fall wreath. Alright, so the first thing that I like to do is get all these fluffed out. The bottom ones, y'all, I just pull them out. We'll just make the wreath, and I'll talk to you guys when I can. I don't know. Alright, so the first thing that I'm going to do is take my 21-inch mesh, get the end, fold it over a little bit, scrunch it in. Alright, now y'all, I like to start on the top of the frame and then go down. So just add one in there. Now you want to try to pull this as tight as you can. And then if you just measure it, alright, so skip one, pull it out here, where it's somewhat tight. And then go back to the one that you skipped. You'll get about a 10-inch poof. Y'all, we may do the bow videos on YouTube since Facebook doesn't want to play. That way I can at least talk to y'all. Alright? So let's just keep going. Of foil. Alright. Now y'all, I'm actually going to grab another roll of mesh to give you guys, to show you guys why we do the top first. Alright. Alright, so look, whenever you have mesh and it goes over each other, it catches. Can you guys hear that? Now look, when it catches, it starts to fray. You guys can't see this because I pulled out a white piece of mesh. Hang on. I'll have a solution for this. Alright, so you see how it started to fray? So, if you do your poofs on the bottom first, the whole time you're doing your top poofs, guess what? The edges of your mesh are constantly being scraped across the top. Right? And when they scrape, they fray. So that's why I like to do the top first, and then go down to the bottom, because as you're putting the ones on the bottom, it's not scratching across anything. So that is the reason I do the top first. No other reason. I just find that if you take your Deco mesh and you rub your finger across the side, you're going to feel how it's rough. That rough edge catches your other mesh, makes you a mess. Alright, so y'all, we're just going to pull this tight and go straight down until we find our first twist, and just put it right in there. Twist it off. Pull it tight. Alright, and now we'll just start making our poofs around the bottom. Same way, about 10 inches. Alright, now look, what you want to make sure you're doing is turning those in a little bit, and then grabbing your mesh to make your next poof. That way you don't have to go back and worry about refluffing. It's already done. Alright, y'all, I'm just going to cut this off, and I can care less what that tip looks like, right? A lot of people worry about tucking it in, trying to zip tie it somewhere. Y'all, listen, you can't even see it. Don't stress about it. Y'all, we're going to add some ruffles in here. So this is the 10-inch mesh they paired with this kit. Alright, so y'all, there are 18 ruffle, 18 twists on the wreath. We need 1 ruffle into every twist. And cut these about 18 inches. That way I make sure we have enough. When you have a 36-inch mat, it's pretty easy because you can cut 2 at once. A whole lot of masterminds to pay for $950,000, y'all. Alright, I don't know how many we cut, but it... Alright, so now we're going to take one of these that we cut. We're going to curl the tip just enough to hide that edge. Y'all, what's going to fray? Let's have a little quiz. What's going to fray on your wreath? Everyone's always worried about mesh fraying, so someone tell me what would actually fray on your wreath? The cut edges, right? So on the cut edges, if you just tuck each one in just a little bit, and then you scrunch it down the middle, your cut edges are tucked away, and you have even less fraying to worry about. Just email info@damonnotes.com and let Joni know about your card. Where can you get the green twist ties? They come on the frame. Alright, so there's our base. So y'all, this started out with a 15-inch frame, and now we have a 24 by 26. So it's probably 26 by 26. Base. So this is our favorite bow maker, the Easy Bow Maker, and we're gonna make some bows. Alright, I'm gonna start with these 2.5-inch ribbon. Gonna give it about a 12-inch tail. Alright, I always get a lot of questions about the bow maker, so I'm going to try to go over this one pretty slow, right? So the first thing that you want to do is make sure your pegs are in. If your pegs are loose, get something heavy and just tap them in, just like that. Don't worry about this little nub down here. It don't do nothing for us, y'all. Your 2 big pegs and your spool holder peg is what's important. Alright, so measure your 12-inch, get a nice clean pinch. Before you put it in there, you always want your ribbon to come out the other side with the ugly side up. right? Because if we have it like this and we fold it back, it hides our print. So, get a nice good pinch, twist it over, then place it in, right? So, ugly side up, pretty side down. Pull you some slack. Take your finger, go about out to how far you want your loop. For this one, we're going to go about 6 inches. Place it back inside, but as you're going down, come back in, pinch both sides, and give it just a little twist. Alright? Now, when the loop is fluffed, that's where you're measuring out at. Now you can pull it out the other way if you need. Alright. So because we twisted it, look, the ugly side is up. Pull it back through. As it's going back down, just give it a twist. Alright, we're going to do the same thing again. On your very last one, you don't have to twist it, because you want the ribbon tail to be facing up. All right. Same technique over and over again, except we're going to do 2, then 1 loop, Alright, now whenever you start to layer them, that's when you have to start thinking about your color patterns, right? So, whenever you go to flip this out, do you want this layered on top of each other, or do you want this layered on top of each other? For me, this one and this one has a gold tint, so I'm going to make sure these are not layered on top of each other. So Lynn, he basically spray painted you the wireframes. Alright, on this row we come in just a little bit. It's going to be, the attraction we're going to is a meeting in an office space. Y'all are crazy. Alright. Y'all, I think I'm going to come back in with that 2.5-inch bright right in the center. Put a solid in it? No thank you, Karen. Alright. What is the bow maker? It's an easy bow maker. Alright, now we're going to slide this off and just wrap a pipe cleaner around it. I can only use what's in the kit. Alright. Get this nice and tight. And then twist it. Hey, Janice. Betty, I don't own a Pro Bow. Alright. You have to watch the replay when you get it. Lori, listen. The video will be moved to our blog. So if you go to howtomakewreaths.com/blog, you'll be able to find the video there. Alright. Let's get our sign out. Now, one thing that's super important with these, y'all, is that these are outdoor pieces. If you use the indoor, they'll pop off really quick. Do we ever do giveaways? We do, Jesse. Now, I personally like to add a little dab of Rapid Fuse super glue on mine to make sure they stay in place. I do not know how Connie Padini is. Connie made a decision to leave the Wreath world behind, and we're honoring that. Alright, just peeling off these little stickies. Alright. So y'all, DAP Rapid Fuse gel. The reason that I like it is that it sets in just a couple seconds. So I just put a little dab in the 4 places that I want to add. They do come with the kit, yes. Elaine, they're saying that the new warehouse should be done by the end of the month, so we're hoping. Alright, get these on there. Now, y'all, these are naturally sticky, but I like to add just that little bit of extra glue just to make sure they stay in place. I get the electrical cable tie mounts from Home Depot. They sell a bag of like 500. Alright. Now, I just slip my pipe cleaner into the little mounting square and tie them off. Nope, I haven't had any issues. And we ship wreaths all over the country. Y'all, my preferred method is my staple gun, but I can't send people staple guns in their kits, and I can't assume that they will have a staple gun. So whenever we do kits, we just send out the little mounting squares. So important things to remember, you want the outdoor mounts, you want DAP Rapid Fuse Super Glue, and you want to make sure it's cured. Alright, so here's our sun, here's our bow to go with it. I like it. Alright, so for this one, I'm thinking I want my sign up here, my bow down here, and then fill in the rest with ribbon tails. So I'm just going to take those pipe cleaners, run them through the mesh. Now we need to look at it and make sure we like the angle. So I'm thinking it's going to hang like this with the sign at an angle, and my bow right here. Hey Lorraine, look at your mounts and look at the color of the sticky back and see what color it is. Like that. So I'm good with the sign angle, so I'm going to add my other two pipe cleaners in. At both Walmart and Home Depot, the glue area is in the same area as the paint, y'all. Alright. So y'all, all I did was I brought those pipe cleaners through the mesh and attached them just around the frame. That's it. Alright, I'm going to mount this over here on the side. That way I can get a nice piece here to wrap it around. Every kit's a surprise. So for my ribbon tails, I like to use our Easy Bow Maker. And a ribbon tail board from Hot Mesh Mom. And just twirl your little board around. need 1 2.5 inch in every twist. Right? So y'all, if you're new to wreath making, let me tell you why this is so exciting. Y'all, because for the longest time, people, watch, I'll show you how we used to cut our ribbon tails after we finish this. Okay, so there have been many different variations of the board. The original board, y'all, was just people taking cardboard, wrapping it in duct tape, and using that as a board. Those give out pretty quickly. I've never sharpened those scissors, and they're about 3 years old. Alright, so y'all, used to, we would sit there with one roll of ribbon, and we would literally measure it out 14 inches. And you would cut it, and then you would take that one cut and you would fold it perfectly in half, and you would make sure you had the exact perfect angle for the dovetail. And you would literally do this for every tail on the wreath. Literally, by the time you do like 10 of those, we're already done with all these. Y'all, if you're literally going to make more than one wreath, like if you're only going to make the wreath in the kit, y'all, listen. If you're only going to make the wreath in the kit, what you could do is we sent you the kit probably in a 22 by 14 by 6 box. So you can just take the box that it came in, and cut off one of the sides. Right? Cut off one of the sides. And use this for your one-time wreath making project. But y'all, if you're gonna make a wreath for every season, or if you're gonna make wreaths to sell them, these boards are like $6 or $7, and they're worth every penny, right? You could totally use this if you need to. Like, if you're only making one wreath and you're never making another one, this will work. But literally, by the time we finish using it on this project, it's going to be ruined. Watch. As you start bending and you're pulling it tight, this is going to start to... See how it starts bending? So as you're going, and look. So if you, it's just a little bit more work. But, you know, if I'm only making this one wreath and I'm never doing another one, that'll work. I got my board from Hot Mesh Mom. You never use 14-inch tails? You are missing out on so much, girl. Angela, there are some people who just want to make one wreath for their front door, and then, you know, they'll be addicted. But they're going to start with just one, right? Alright, but look, this is bent now, and it would just make me mad, so... Done with that. Grab some cheap ribbon that we can throw away. So we have this one. And... this one. Alright. So y'all, I'm going to cut this at 12 inches. Alright, so that's our 12-inch set. Let's make a 13-inch set. And a 14-inch set. Alright, and then these are 14. Alright, let's get these together so we don't get them mixed up. Alright, so there's our 14. This is our 12. I do 14-inch no matter what, every time. Alright. So 12, 13, 14, right? So I'm going to add those right here so we can see the difference. Alright, so let's start with our 12-inch. I want 3 places we can easily see, right here. $13. And then the 14-inch ones. Alright. So this is my opinion only, right? The 12-inch stick out like little alfalfa hairs, right? So they're not quite long enough to go over the edge of the mesh, and they're just kind of there sticking out. The 13-inch is long enough to cover the edge of the mesh, but not long enough to, like, behave. The 14-inch comes out, covers, and then starts to lay over the edge, and it looks like a nice little flower. So you guys can see all of them next to each other again. This one doesn't stick out far enough. It just basically sinks in and stays. This one starts to come out, but it's not long enough to be able to curl the tips, so they behave. And then the 14-inch just sits really nice. Now look, only my opinion, right? It's really obvious if you do the 14-inch next to the 12. And y'all, listen. Whenever I first started, everyone said 12-inch tails. You are not alone. And y'all, it was one day by accident that I found the 14-inch tails. I had my mom in the shop with me, and she was cutting all the ribbon. And I was like, why are these so long? And I measured one, and it was 14. Yeah, look at these next to each other. You can see how this one's just like a little nub, and this one gives you that more fuller, elegant look. Alright, let's get these out of here. Y'all, it doesn't matter what size poof I use. I always do 14-inch tails now. All these little deers heading to the trash. Alright, let's get this going. Y'all, and most people only add 2 ribbon tails. I like to add 3. And I will show you guys the difference on that as well. So I like to do 2 1.5, 1 2.5. Fold them up. Get them pinched and added in. Alright, and a lot of people make an X with their ribbon tails. Don't do that. All your tails come out towards the outside of your project. It gives you nice coverage, right? So look, that's with 3. Now let's do one with just 2. Y'all, it does make your wreath more expensive, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. Y'all, we're not trying to sell a $50 wreath. Right? Now look at the difference here, how full this is compared to this one. Tisha says, there's no wrong, right or right class. Do it however long you want, however it looks good to you. Tisha, I'm going to disagree with you. There is right and wrong, and that is based off of your customer feedback. So, your opinion on your design doesn't mean shit. What means shit is the person who hands you cash for what you're selling, right? McDonald's doesn't have to like their cheeseburger. Because the guy at McDonald's could like brown sugar on his hamburger, but if he puts brown sugar on his hamburger and no one buys it, what good is it? Think about it. Your taste does not matter. Now, is this the right way? No, absolutely not. This is the way that my customers give me $140 for a wreath. That's it. I don't ever tell anyone that my way is right or wrong, but I will tell you that your customer is the one that's going to tell you if it's right or wrong. All right. Yo, I got this one backwards. Hang on. All right, let's see what we can do about these tails. Y'all, not every customer is worth your sanity, I promise. Y'all, there's a little spot right here that I'm thinking that I'm gonna do a little quickie on, a little quick bow. Right? So one loop like this. One loop the other way. And then these aren't long enough, so I'm just going to add a random little tail in there and a fake loop. So y'all, I put one tail across, then I'm going to take this one and just pinch it. Make like a little circle. Put it in there and then push it down so that it makes a little fake loop right in the center. Alright, get this pulled nice and tight. So y'all, the goal is just a little baby something to go right in this little area right here, just to help fill it in a little bit. I might add one of these on the back side. Oh, thanks, Wanda. So y'all, this kit was completely picked out by other people, and then I just pulled it together to make a design with it. Y'all, we're gonna wait to do the rest. I think all I have left is a bunch of bow boxes, and I think we're gonna do those for Crafting After Dark. So we'll do those tonight. Pre-thought and a pre-planned out point in their head of what they want that wreath to look like. And unless you copy someone else's design, which is a judgment of your own character, you're never going to make them happy. Right? Or they are going to pick out some crazy colors that don't even go together. You're going to try to convince them that they shouldn't go together. They're going to get mad. You're going to make it. And then they're not going to like it because it doesn't go together. So that you're going to have to redo it. Where you will get to a point where people will just buy what you're making. Yo, I also don't do anything for expecting mothers and nothing for weddings. I just don't do it. I am not going to make you a baby wreath because, no. Now, I have had people that say, hey, I need a Christmas wreath. My theme is Santa Claus, and I like red, green, and blue. I'll take that order. You're going to get an invoice for 50 to 75% of the cost up front. And then before you pick it up, you'll pay the remaining bill. But I only do custom orders if I have complete creative design.